So I grew up with celiac disease my entire life. And my first year going to El Salvador, I went into that believing that I could be healed. On that first year in El Salvador, God finally healed me of my lifelong allergens to gluten and dairy. And coming back from that trip, I wanted to tell everyone possible about what God had done in my life. Coming back from that first year, God put a fire in my heart to spread the gospel to everybody. God told me to start Jesus Club. The very first person that I told about it was actually my best friend, Sam. I told Sam, as soon as we get back to school, when summer's over and school starts back up, we are starting this club.
So later that night, Caden came up to me on the roof of our dorm, and we discussed this vision that he had, a vision for a Jesus Club in our school. Before our first meeting, Caden and I discussed that we would be satisfied if only one person gave their life to Jesus.
The very next day, when we were discussing the club, we actually got Riley involved with it. She said that she'd be more than willing to help and that she would love to be there to support us and help us out with everything that we needed for the club.
Going into Jesus Club, I had no idea what my role was going to be. I'm not a musician, I'm not a preacher, but I feel like I was terrified that people would just stop talking to me. They wouldn't want to be my friend anymore. They weren't.
Just like that, it was me, Sam, and Riley, and we were ready to come bring Jesus to Whiteland High School.
And Caden's like, hey, can you bring pizza? And I'm like, sure, I'll bring pizza. But I felt very clearly from God that this needs to be theirs. But I told them, I said, I can pick up food, I can bring stuff. So they asked me to bring pizza. So I brought pizza on this very first day. And man, the room was packed with students.
That very first meeting, we had over 21 kids come into the room. And for the very first time, we had seen what Jesus was going to do at our high school.
Going into the room, me and Caden were very hyped to see that people actually came to this and were interested in learning more about Jesus.
So when the first week happened, we were all really excited because 21 people came and that was a serious thing. But when they all came back next week, and all of them came back with their friends and they brought more than them.
Our second meeting, we had over 55 kids come. Now, when we gave that salvation call, we had 33 hands shoot up all over the room saying that they wanted to accept Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior. It was around the third week of club whenever we had first gotten the idea for water baptisms.
So baptism day was going to be our main event. Maybe like a week prior, we had a bunch of people asking, who's getting baptized? Where is it going to happen? What are you going to do? We had no idea. We had no idea who was going to get baptized. We had no idea how we would do it, where we would do it.
The baptisms were a logistic nightmare. I had no idea how I was going to get this done. The second or third week when we came up with this idea, I was panicking because I had no idea how to do this.
We started out the day filling up the trough. Riley was actually in charge of doing that and she was phenomenal. She got everything set up. And by the time that everyone had come into the room, we had our pastor come in, we had some of our youth staff from our church come in. We decided that we needed to do it right then and there. So we took everyone outside, around 55 kids, just like our second meeting, and we took them out to get baptized. There's over 2,000 kids that go to Whiteland High School, and in this year alone, through Jesus Club, over 130 have found salvation in Jesus Christ. That is around 6% of all the kids that go here.
It was surreal. It was a surreal moment. This is happening. Ministry, baptism, new life is happening at a public high school. It's almost what every youth pastor prays for and dreams about, right? is seeing your students experience Jesus in such a powerful way that they have to go and tell people about it, that tell their peers, tell their friends. If we can see it here, why can't we see it elsewhere? This is possible. This can happen. Maybe you're watching this and you, in your mind, you're going, well, it can happen there, but it can't happen here. It can. It's possible. God can do it.
If you are willing to say yes to what Jesus has for you, if you're willing to say yes to use the gifts and abilities that He's presented to you, to use your voice to speak out for Jesus and to speak out for what is right, then He will use you in ways that you never thought possible.